What's going on, everyone? This is Lior with Compass out of Boston, and in this video we're going to talk about how and why you should find an investor-friendly agent, part 2. So let's get at it. What's going on, everyone? My name's Lior and I'm with Compass out of Boston, and in this video we're going to go over part 2 on why you should find an investor-friendly agent and what to look for. Now, before we get into it, 2 quick things. Number 1, if you guys haven't already subscribed to my channel, smash that subscribe button. I do so many videos all about living in Boston, the different neighborhoods, investing, buying, and everything in between. So smash that subscribe button and you will know every time I do a new video. And number 2, if you guys are even thinking about doing anything with real estate, whether it's buying, whether it's selling, investing, leasing, whatever it may be, shoot me a call, send me a text, send me an email, and I will help you out. So in this video, we're going to go over 2 more components on what you should be looking for when screening for and when working with an investor-friendly agent, right? Because an investor-friendly agent, if you didn't see the part 1 of this video, is a key component of your team when you're looking to buy your first investment property, whether it's a true investment property, you're going to house hack, a condo or multifamily, right? You want someone that lives, breathes, and knows all about this stuff, because it is a different game than buying your average single family or just regular condo, right? So an investor-friendly agent with the right knowledge, with the right expertise, and the right experience can really make a huge difference on your team as you go through your journey. So number 1 factor we're going to talk about in this particular video is going to be area and financial expertise. And what I mean by that is you want to make sure that your agent really knows the local area that you're going to, or the general area where you're going to be searching for, right? Now, I said this in the other video, I'm going to say it again. Agents typically work a wider radius than what you might consider for a property. That being said, an agent should still have a pretty decent pulse on the local market, starting with prices, right? So you should know if you're going to be looking at 2 or 3 families, generally what 2 or 3 families go for, what the price per unit might be. If it's a condo, what generally prices go for, and with all the variances, right? What happens if it's in the property's in really good condition? What should the price premium be? What happens if it's in a really specific neighborhood that maybe is a little bit nicer than the rest of the city, right? How does the price premium work? So, there's a lot of intricacies when it comes to pricing, both from the condition of the property and the actual location, as well as other factors, right? Whether there are tenants in there, how much, and other stuff as well. So the agent really needs to understand that, because again, he or she will be able to guide you in saying, hey, this is a good opportunity, this is a good pocket, this is well priced, and that's what the pricing should be. Now, going along with pricing, he or she should also have a really good grasp on rents, right? So if you're going to say, for example, look in downtown Boston, he or she should know what are the rents that you can get for a 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom. If you're going to be looking at multifamilies, and let's say you should know, he or she should know a pretty good grasp of what you can rent a 2-bed 1-bath, a 3-bed 1-bath. Also, what happens if you had an extra bathroom? Does that make a difference on rent? Because in some areas, not really, right? I mean, you'll get a little bit, but not as much of a premium as you'd think in one pocket versus maybe another pocket where that could make a huge difference, right? So for example, in areas like Dorchester versus areas in Cambridge, an extra bathroom could make a massive difference in rent. So there's a lot of intricacies. Other things, and to give you a couple more examples, parking, right? So how much does parking really matter for rentability? Some areas, it's nice to have, it doesn't really matter. Are there other areas? Yeah, it's going to hurt you, right? It's going to hurt on your rent line. So there's a bunch of intricacies when calculating rents for particular types of units, the different types of condition. So your agent should have a really good grasp of, hey, this is the ballpark, and here's what happens when you play with these kinds of factors. Then your agent should also have a really good grasp on the financials of the neighborhood and the types of properties you're going after, right? So you should have a pretty good grasp of the cap rates, right? What are the going cap rates for downtown Boston versus maybe an area like Dorchester versus Waltham, right? They're all a little bit different and they have intricacies. How does the cap rate differ for brand new luxury stuff versus value add multifamily, right? Again, if you're going to be chasing multifamily, you obviously want to focus on that particular niche. But though you know that your agent should have a good grasp on those financials. In addition to cap rate, also cash on cash and cash flow, right? So what is going to be your expected cash flow if you buy an investment condo, say in Jamaica Plain, versus your expected cash flow if you buy a multifamily in Medford, right? They all have completely different financial profiles, but if you have an agent on your team that can help guide you, right, you can really clearly break that down and see, hey, if I invest here in this kind of asset class, this is what I'm going to get. If I invest in this pocket, in a multifamily or a condo, these are the kinds of returns I should expect. And that can help you kind of really start defining your criteria as an investor and really defining your search of what exactly you're looking for. Because if you watch any of my other videos, defining your criteria and understanding what you are looking for in particular, in terms of neighborhoods, property types, and return expectations, that's the key. The second factor we're going to touch on in this video that you should look for is the agent's knowledge on tenants and contractors, right? So from a tenant perspective, there's a big difference, especially in Massachusetts, for a tenant at will versus a tenant on lease. And there's different implications for strategy, right? If you're going to try and kick someone out, a tenant at will and a lease has a completely different implications. Whereas if you want to try and raise rents, same thing, right? So you gotta, your agent should really be able to understand that and communicate that to you, because you don't want to go in under false assumptions and under false pretenses and think, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go in and raise rents, or oh yeah, I'm gonna go in, kick them out in a month and put in a brand new tenant, right? Because that's just a lot of the times not reality. Other things they should know about from a tenant perspective, if there's going to be any sort of Section 8 play, right? Depending on the neighborhood, how much do they know about that? What's their familiarity with the process and how it works? As well as metrics on things like average duration of how long it will take to rent a unit, right? In some areas, some units can fly depending on the season. In other areas, depending on the season, some units can take 30, 40 days, right? It just depends. There's a lot of factors it depends on, but your agent should really know about that. And kind of like we talked about in the first part with tenants and rents, really understanding what makes a difference, right? Does that extra bathroom make a difference? Does that little extra upgrade in the kitchen make a huge difference? Or does that parking spot make a huge difference, right? So understanding which factors are really important and which factors maybe not as important for that particular type of property will all be important in formulating your business plan, formulating your execution, right? So it's all critical things for you to have a grasp on. And if your agent understands that, they can obviously help you. And then finally, obviously working and understanding contractors, right? So agents are obviously not contractors, or at least 99% of them are not, but they should be able to help you figure out what are the red flags and what you need to be thinking about and upgrading, right? If you're going to be thinking about trying to collect top dollar rent, and you've got a crappy kitchen, let's say in Cambridge, yeah, you're probably going to need to budget on upgrading that kitchen. If it's going to be a multifamily, maybe you don't go all out, right? Maybe you kind of just put in a basic kitchen with really very basic finishes, basic appliances, right? So all those things, the scope of work, the type of work, they can at least help guide you. Whereas then the contractors come in and really price that out for you and obviously do the work. And then the other thing with contractors, obviously it's nice if your agent has referrals for different types of contractors, right? That way, especially contractors they've worked with themselves. That way you can get better source of trusted contractors. So hopefully that makes sense, guys. If you have any questions, put them below. And like I said, I get so many calls from you guys asking me that watch my videos, asking me all about what it's like to live in Boston, where you should live in, how to invest in real estate, how to buy a home. If you have any of those questions, shoot me a call, send me a text, send me an email, whatever it is, and I will help you out.